brought to you by Irish Rugby Tours, the Rugby Tour specialists, AFIA Sports Training, committed to developing the sporting potential of future players in the US, UK, and across the world. And Dub Pies, Down Under Pies. Stop by, say hi, and eat pie. Hey everybody, Matt McCarthy back at the Fantasy Sports Network, Studio 34 in Midtown Manhattan, talking rugby. And we're just back from our trip to Glendale for the Rugby Town Sevens. And we caught up with some big names, including Mr. Paul Holmes of Tiger Rugby Academy. Let's check out that interview. British Army and College All-Americans. Who are you rooting for, pal?
Collegiate All-Americans, all day.
Sorry, can't hear you.
The Collegiate All-Americans.
Oh, and you got an American accent so all of a sudden.
Have to put it on for this one, yeah.
We are on the road. Rugby Wrap-Up on the road in Rugby Town, USA. And if you're in Rugby Town, USA, you know you're going to run into Paul Holmes of Tiger Academy. Paul, welcome.
It's good to be here.
Paul, don't be so enthusiastic. I know, this is a very exciting moment for you and Tiger Rugby to be on Rugby Wrap-Up on the road in Rugby Town, USA. So don't...
Anytime seeing you, Matt, is exciting.
Fair enough.
We've seen each other all over this country.
We have. It's been... We've had a little oversaturation of each other in all the events
at times.
this summer. Yeah.
At times.
But still, I see that glow.
And here we are.
And that glow, ladies and gentlemen, is from doTERRA, the oil company that funds Tiger Rugby.
Partners with Tiger Rugby.
Partners. Let's talk rugby though, Paul.
Awesome.
A lot of studs here. A lot of good players. A lot of good rugby being played. Rugby Town, USA. Tiger Rugby came loaded for bear. Let's just get that right out on the table, right?
We did.
You guys, this is an important tournament for you guys.
It's actually redefining us. We always put teams together that could go anywhere in the world and win. And they had marquee players like what we've got on this squad. You know, your Matty Turners, Cornel Hendricks, Revolver, Jeff Wilson, you name it.
It goes on.
Yeah, the list is big. And we a few kind of years ago decided that there was a gap in the market where USA were not able to tour with their second group of players, their development players. So we thought that we could work alongside this and fulfill that role. But when it happens here at Rugby Town and the Falcons are playing, we're going to bring a team that's going to give them the best competition to play against.
All bets are off.
Yeah. And I think going forward, it's even better for the players' development, to be honest. And you've seen that the All-Americans have been awesome under Steve Lewis, the Lizard. He has done a fantastic job. But you can clearly see that the Falcons are definitely a step behind the rest. And sometimes it may be better to take some of those young guys and have them playing with legends of the game to upskill them.
With a Tiger Academy.
Yeah.
And you got 1823. Explain the difference for a player that might be interested.
So typically, a lot of guys they'll reach out to us and they want to tour the world, they want to play the highest level competition, and it's very difficult for us to just take a guy and say, hey, we're going to put you in there, unless you are a guy that has represented your country, been on the World Series, and there's enough out there proof as to level you can play. So what we say to these guys, and actually Connor Sims is a perfect example. In Vegas, he captained the 1823 team, which was our development brand, our young guys, 18 to 23-year-olds, and he did it with distinction. He was phenomenal.
I'm Connor Wallace-Sims, and you are watching Rugby Wrap-Up.
But 1823 was also Webb Ellis allegedly picking up the ball. And you're saying it's also the age bracket, the target age bracket for 1823.
Yeah, there were
genius.
Yeah, there were quite a few things actually. One of my companies, which was a personal training company, worked with a lot of execs for the limited brands and Abercrombie. And when we were deciding to name what a development team could be, they said the one thing that young people in America are kind of obsessed with is numbers. And they said, if you want apparel and you want, to kind of spark an interest, why don't you go with a number? And what better number than 1823? Because it shows our development and it also is directly connected to rugby.
Was that a drop the mic and walk out of the room moment?
100%. And then when James Walker approached me, I actually flew, I don't even know if you know this story, but I flew to Kenya to see what Tiger Rugby was about. I wasn't yet involved. It was pretty impressive to see the culture that was being put down there. and watch these American guys being able to play at the highest level alongside Kenyan internationals. But yeah, it was immediately a connection there to say, you know, let's take this even further and let's put our brands together under Tiger Rugby. And so that's where we are sitting today.
And so Tiger also, to blow some more smoke up your butt, also works with other entities like Northeast Academy, right? Right?
We do, you know, we want to partner with anyone that is doing what we perceive as being positive and good in rugby. And those Northeast guys honestly haven't had enough credit for what they've done. If you look at the players that come out of their program, you look at what Lizard is doing now with the All-Americans, it's impressive. And unfortunately, the same thing happened for a lot of years, you know, with other academies. Atlantis has done a lot with their touring, providing opportunities. We want to partner with those programs and be able to keep being an provider for opportunities for players to ultimately follow their dreams.
Now, full disclosure, I had that dirty name, Sean O'Leary, on Rugby Wrap Up on the road trip, talking about ERA.
Yeah.
Right? And they're targeting a younger demographic a little bit, right?
They're a fantastic program. I mean, I think people don't even know what they just undertook. You know, I think they were in Canada with 8 teams, and they were over in Ireland and Europe with another 4 teams. I mean, when you think what goes into that, it's incredible. Yeah. And sometimes, you know, the governing body itself struggles to put one team on the field. So it's pretty impressive, the people that are involved in trying to provide opportunity.
So, next for Tiger?
We're working on opening up. We shut our residential academy down last year. Partly
located where?
It was in Columbus, Ohio. But with the collapse of Pro Rugby and with the start of MLR, the majority of our coaches obviously were going to take up contracts to go and play, which they should do. And like Taylor Howden's now running the academy down in New Orleans, and they're giving back. Zach Streifler and a bunch of the guys are doing work up in Cleveland with New Cleveland Rugby Academy that were just at Nationals in their first year. So these guys are all over the place giving back to the game. We kind of took a step back and we wanted to determine where do we want to be based. We've got very good relationship with IMG. Where we had a very successful camp.
Down in Florida.
Yeah, down in Bradenton. And they want us there, but we don't know if that's the right fit. We've got opportunities now in Columbus. But yeah, so we're looking at Obetz because they got a stadium sitting there now.
Fortress.
Yeah, $25 million stadium just being used for a lot of stuff, but they want rugby, and they want rugby badly there. And
so let me ask you this, just a quick segue, because we were in an MLR town, a Major League Rugby town with the Glendale Raptors, right? And you were full on with the Ohio Aviators.
Yep.
Would that be a town for Major League Rugby?
We 100% are actually down the road pursuing it and have been speaking about it. We will see. We'll see what the next few weeks potentially could hold.
You know, I was there at that spectacular final. Yeah. You know, the fans embraced it. It was like I could just go back in time and say, you know, the whole build it, they will come thing, and you know how Green Bay started as a football town. I'm just thinking this is it. That's the kind of thing that rugby could be organic in.
100%, and the city won it.
Yeah, they built the stadium.
Yeah. And I mean, even in their little mechanical room, they've got, you know, a badge up there, and the lights for the stadium, they got rugby. They call it rugby lights.
Right.
Because that's what the stadium was built for.
Yeah. All right, so Paul, we're getting the cue from off camera that we're out of time. So final thoughts on Tiger for all the future Tigers out there.
You know, just know that if you want to pursue rugby and you want a pathway and an avenue to do it, where you can go around the world and build relationships, friends, and be part of this great, you know, rugby family, Tiger is honestly there for you. And it's, you know, for whatever level, we're there for you at some respect.
And give me some of the stars that have come out of Tiger Rugby, which a lot of people think come out of other places.
Well, obviously Perry Baker is from Tiger. Martin Isefa toured with Tiger. Steve Thomason's toured with Tiger. Zar Lawrence, Richie Pugh, Matt Turner, Cornel Hendricks. I mean, the list goes on.
And you got a certain guy that's affiliated with you guys by the name of Frankie Horn.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
The Blitzbach.
Yeah, and now Chucky Stannard as well.
Awesome.
DJ Forbes, even this week, we are talking about where's the next tour going to be with DJ involved. So the list just goes on. And again, it's not about just the Tiger brand. It's about Chucky. It's about Frankie. It's about DJ. It's about Perry. That's what Perry's coaching here. Them giving back.
All right. Well
Awesome.
done, my friend. Continued success. Good luck with the Umlaut. Good luck with the Oils. And good luck with Tiger Rugby. Thank you for coming on. On behalf of Mr. Paul Holmes, Matt McCarthy for Rugby Wrap-Up on the road in Rugby Town, USA.
I'm Frank Horn, and you're watching Rugby Wrap-Up.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Paul Holmes. And hello and kudos to his partner, James Walker, as well. On behalf of those gentlemen, Matt McCarthy from the Fantasy Sports Network, Studio 34 in New York City, signing off.